Hey, I'm Poppy Fields, and this show is called Everyone's a Hoe for Something. And we know that everyone is, pretty much, right? I wanted to talk about a very special young man that has come into our lives recently, and his name is JP Mandel. Oh, wait, no. It's John Donald Howell. Oops, oh, I'm sorry. That's not his name either. JD Vance, yeah. And he's running to be our vice president of the United States and pretty much president when Donald Trump drops dead. So, yeah, we need to talk about this guy, especially women. Women need to notice and pay attention to this person. He seems like he has some kind of problem with women. Very concerned about women's body parts, jewelry, um, postmenopause, postmenopausal worth, and babysitting. Yeah, very strange guy. He gave an interview yesterday, Sunday, on not sure what it is. It was Dana Bash gave the interview, and utterly it was disgusting, really disgusting. I really was shocked at how rude he was, and I was really shocked that Dana Bash put up with it, frankly, for as long as she did. So let's just take a quick look at that.
This is something that you're hearing from constituents. I did a lot of reporting. I talked to people in Ohio over the weekend, and they're really worried about these claims. The policies, yes, I am agreeing with you.
And eaten by Haitian migrants.
There is concern that these
who are legal
migrants, there's a lot of them, and the integration isn't being done fast enough and well enough. And that's a totally legit.
Look at his face. This man is not.
Other Republicans, but this is something that you're hearing from constituents. I did a lot of. That's a totally legit. There's a lot of them, and the integration. That what I heard is that's a totally legit.
Sorry, that's not the right clip. I am not going to even try to claim to be super professional right now, and I think I lost my light because I have okay, here we go. My bad. I haven't been doing podcasts in a while, and I got to get back into the hang of it, the swing of it. Okay, so basically, he is still spewing this trash about migrants everywhere, and he just doesn't want to let go of a disgusting narrative trying to say that people are eating cats.
That you're hearing from constituents. I did a lot of reporting. I talked to people in Ohio over the weekend, and they're really worried about these claims. The policies, yes, I am agreeing with you that what I heard is that there is concern that these migrants, there's a lot of them, and the integration isn't being done fast enough and well enough. And that's a totally legit.
I mean, they're there legally. They're there to work. There's factories that the people said, oh, there's 50 people. I wish I had 50 more. Nobody American is beating down the doors to do these types of jobs. So let's keep it real. I mean, you can't even get people to stop playing video games or stop watching TikTok long enough to even be at a regular job anyway. JD Vance. And why does he look so mad like all the time? He doesn't strike me as somebody very I don't know, safe to be around in a room at all.
Something you said, which I think is frankly disgusting and is more appropriate for a Democratic propagandist than it is for an American journalist. There is nothing that I have said that has led to threats against these hospitals. These hospitals, the bomb threats and so forth, it's disgusting. The violence is disgusting.
He says there's nothing he said to lead to bomb threats. So how do you know that? Because they happened. And you're saying there's no need, there's nothing you said to cause bomb threats. Well, obviously it did, because it happened. And if you're going to talk about too many migrants, sure, that's a problem. But what's the bigger problem? The bigger problem is that now, if this town is suffering and it is a poor town and they don't have a lot of resources, guess what they don't have now? Less resources. They don't have they have more people coming there, like Proud Boys, and just Klan. Obviously the Klan was there recently because they dropped off paperwork and they were trying to recruit people with a paper with a phone number. So now you have to worry about the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, any other haters, MAGA, showing up in a small town where people are just trying to basically figure out how to get along together. And you're an actual senator in Ohio. It seems like you could, make some calls. Seems like you could get your ass down there and try to figure out like how to get your hands dirty and do some work instead of like sitting home and, riling up people and making things harder for people. Yeah, granted, so what? It's a white town and, there's a whole bunch of French speaking black people. You know, um, this has happened all over the world. It happened in Italy, it happened in France, it happens all over the place. Black people tend to get treated like that. They were treated like that here in America as well. So if you don't like it, just, get off the earth. Basically, just get off the earth and then you don't have to deal with anything like that. Just call up your buddy Elon Musk and get on the next flight the fuck on up out of here. Okay? Just get your rocket up your ass and go. Because I don't understand anybody like you. I don't understand. You're running for vice president of these United States, which means all colors of people. Okay? And that includes asylum seekers and refugees. And illegal aliens too. Because there's just plenty of illegal aliens too. So you're not going to round them up. There's not going to be a concentration camp. You can have your fantasies all you want there, JD Vance, but it's not going to happen.
Disgusting. We condemn it. We condemn all violence.
Senator, this happened after you and President Trump were on the debate stage.
No, Dana.
No, Dana. Cats and dogs
Dana, no.
are being eaten.
You asked a question, Dana, and I'm going to go
Dana.
ahead and answer it. What we have said is that this town has suffered terribly under the under the policies
He
of
said under the
Kamala
Proud
Harris.
Boys.
Now, you just accused me of inciting violence against the community when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents, people who are suffering because of Kamala Harris's policies.
You mean
are we not
Joe Biden?
Allowed to talk about these problems?
She's not the president.
Because some psychopaths are threatening violence? We can condemn the violence on the one hand, but also talk about the terrible consequences of Kamala Harris's order on the other hand. Now, let me just fact check a couple of other things that you said, Danny, because it's important. You said that all of these migrants are in the country legally. They are in the country through what's called temporary protective status. Right. That is when Kamala Harris waved a magic amnesty wand, taking people and giving them legal status. That is not.
Is there such a thing?
That is not to say that they're here legally.
And it wasn't
That is
Kamala.
A terrible indictment of
it was the entire Biden administration.
That have further opened the border and further
but it's not illegal.
Migration
you might not agree with the policy, and obviously you don't.
It's not illegal, right?
Totally.
Dana's right.
Fair and legitimate. There are policy disagreements all the time. But the fact is, it is the law because President Biden and Vice President Harris are. But I don't want to frankly go down this conversation about policy.
Yeah, he seems very, very mad. He doesn't seem like he likes women at all, and he's a very strange person because I've noticed a lot of things about him. He likes to write policy about abortion. He likes to get in the weeds about women's jewelry choices. He likes to, basically scream at women.
Other Republicans.
Or interviewing.
This is something that you're hearing from constituents. I did a lot of reporting. I talked to people in Ohio over the weekend, and they're really worried about these claims.
Look at his face. He could not care less about his constituents.
That these
look at that anger.
There's a lot of them, and the integration isn't being done fast enough.
This is the man that says that if a woman is being beaten, she should stay in a domestic violence marriage. I wonder why he would say something like that. Do you think he would crack you across your face if you got out of line?
I did a lot of reporting. I talked to
I do.
people in Ohio over the weekend,
I
and
recognize
they're
that.
really worried about
Yeah.
these claims.
Not my cup of tea. Not what I would consider a man. No, no, thank you. I know a lot of women that are a whole lot more manlier than that man right there. He's a sad, sad, sad case. And let me see. Is this the clip here? I'm gonna just see if we.
Other Republicans, but this is
Okay,
something that
that's
you're
not the
hearing
one.
from
Sorry,
constituents.
sorry,
I did a
folks.
lot of reporting.
Sorry.
I talked to people
Gotta find the
in
other one.
Ohio over the weekend, and they're really worried about
I can't
these
seem to
claims.
get to the
The
part where
policies, yes, I am agreeing
he.
with you, but this is something that what I heard is that there is
Yeah.
fast enough and well enough, and that's a total.
He gets really mad at some point in one of these clips that I have, but my like super terrible technology ass can't figure out where it's at. Okay, I think this is the
When
clip here.
you say you calling
Here it
out
is.
these problems has caused a bomb threat, you accused me of causing a bomb threat. Doesn't that mean you should shut up about the residents of Springfield? Don't you realize you're engaged in basic propaganda to silence the concerns of American citizens?
He said, "Doesn't that mean you should shut up about the people of Springfield?" You know, I don't believe I've ever seen a vice presidential potential actually candidate for these United States to run for president because Donald Trump is 78 years old. Okay, and this guy is like in his 30s. He's out of his mind. He's out of his fucking mind. I mean, the way he said, "Why don't you shut up?" Who says that to somebody? You can't even talk to somebody like that at a gas station. You might get shot by the customer. You can't say anything like that to somebody at work. You know, they will punch you. You can't talk to people like that. He seems like a domestic violence man. And when you look into the things that he concerns himself with and how he got where he is, it's very weird. He has a definite contempt for immigrants. He changes his skin like he changes his underwear. Um, he doesn't know who he is at all. He's had lots of names, and he doesn't seem like he even has like any kind of backbone to stick with one thing. That is not somebody you want in government. That is not a stable person. And can someone check on his wife, Usha, because she seems. I mean, if that shut up. Can you imagine living with a man that would say shut up like that? That is a man that's used to talking to women like that. Why don't you shut up, Dana? Dana. And the way he just is not a pleasant person.
I was quoting the actual mayor of Springfield, Ohio, begging he said after the bomb threats, begging federal officials, to please stop putting negative attention on his
He's the
city.
Ohio senator.
And I'm not talking about the policies.
Why doesn't
I'm
he
not
do
talking
something
about
about
the
it?
very real
He's so concerned.
challenges that Springfield
It's the
has.
story.
I'm
He wants
talking
the
about
story.
baseless
Just wants the story. He doesn't want to
rumors
help.
about Haitians eating dogs and cats. And that, after that was said on a debate
Haitians
stage,
don't eat
that
dogs
is
and
when
cats,
these
okay?
bomb threats
Sorry.
started. And that is a fact. Senator, I just want to move on. I have two other quick issues separate from this that I want to talk to you about.
Dana,
go ahead.
Again,
please go ahead.
I think this is actually I think this is an important conversation.
Okay.
Look, the Springfield mayor, he's dealing with a lot of terrible things.
Yes. He's dealing with JD Vance and Donald Trump. It's not even the migrants who are causing the most problems for the mayor of Springfield. And to say that the mayor doesn't know what's going on in his own town is pretty funny considering you're in Washington and traveling all over the place and, sucking Donald Trump's butt hole all day. And I don't think that anybody trusts you at all, JD Vance. The way you talk. I mean, I am so. I remember when he posted on his Twitter about Kamala Harris's necklace that it was a $62,000 necklace. Kamala Harris is 60 years old. She has been in government for 21 years. You've been in government for what, two or three? You think she can't afford a $62,000 necklace? You think her husband, who loves her dearly, can't afford to buy it for her? He's a very successful attorney. Not that that's any of your business, but your wife didn't even have on a proper dress at the Republican National Convention. You didn't even make sure that uh, your boy there, Donald Trump, even shook or acknowledged your wife, shook her hand or acknowledged her, and she was dressed like very poorly, like no jewelry, like a $40 dress. Um, I feel sorry for her. I really do. And for you not to stick up for immigrants and the, being married, and I love the way that you say, "I'm married to one." I'm married to one. I'm married into an immigrant family. That's not somebody that's talking about people he loves. That's just somebody just talking about his circumstances. And you're a questionable person there, JD Vance. You're a very suspicious person. Because, how did you get where you are again? Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. You have a benefactor. You have a rich gay sugar daddy named Peter Thiel who pays for all your stuff. He put what, $15,000 into your senatorial campaign? I don't know if he helped you with your education or not, but most straight men don't have gay sugar daddies. And then they don't try to write policy against gay life. And then they don't try to, Google women's jewelry. They don't tell older women that refer to them as postmenopausal. Most guys, I don't even know. Most, I keep losing my light here. Most guys that I know don't even discuss menopause at all. They don't even talk about it at all. They don't even say. They don't even say that word. They don't say, they don't even say the word menopause at all. They don't say it because they know it's like a touchy subject, to say the least. And it would behoove you not to talk about it either, Mr. Vance. I mean, keep your eyes on your own paper. Heal thyself first. All right. Well, also, another thing I wanted to mention, I find it strange, like, you know, animals all have chips, you know, and for all these stories and all these 911 calls that are coming, the ASPCA would have stepped in and been like, "Oh my God, we have all these chips missing. We have all these missing pets. This is a lie, and it's victimizing people, and it's disgusting. And little kids can't go to school right now, and parents can't work right now, and people are thinking about moving. I mean, just because there's 20,000 Haitians today, they're going to be the ones that build up that town, and then by in 3 or 4 years there'll be a whole bunch more white people and other types of Asian people um, as well. So those are your constituents. Take your fat ass down there and help them instead of just criticizing and blaming it on Kamala Harris. I mean, it's like all you want to do is blame it on Kamala. Kamala is the vice president. She does not have the power to do that type of stuff. She hasn't the whole time. It is a surprise that she's suddenly the candidate, but you know good and damn well that when you say Kamala did something, that it was really Joe Biden. So why don't you just speak honestly about what you're even saying there, sir? I don't know. JD Vance, you need to shut up. Quit going on shows with women and getting all mad. Why don't you go back on one of your bro shows and talk about cocaine like Donald Trump, your 78-year-old daddy there? Why don't you go do that? Make yourself useful and just shut up. Shut up. This has been Everyone's a Hoe for Something, and I'm Poppy Fields. It is 9/16/2024.